This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by lynda.com. What's going on, everyone? I am John Rettinger. Welcome back to the episode of Ask the Buffalo. This is the show with the fancy title where you can really just ask any question you've got from technology. Either it's what smartphone to get, what tablet's coming, or personal or business question that you've got, maybe if what I do or what Techno Buffalo does. This is where you can ask them all. This week it's all about Project Ara, switching new smartphones, rumors of some new iPads coming, and what phone I would get if I would sign a 2-year deal today. This is Ask the Buffalo. Let's start asking the Buffalo. First question comes from Twitter. User DavidILM3737 asks, at John4Lakers, do you think Google's Project Ara will succeed, or will people think the phones are ugly? It's very important to some people. If it ever comes to market, I think it's going to be widely successful. It might not be the best looking things out there, but it is incredibly customizable, meaning that it's modular. So you can just pick new pieces that you want. So really you only have to buy technically one phone that you could have for years and years and years, just keep upgrading the components. I think it's going to be a huge success if the price point comes in reasonably. If it offers support going forward for future advances, if processors can be upgraded, camera modules and that kind of stuff. Especially being backed by Google, certainly Motorola is the one spearheading it. But I think it's going to be a huge success, especially if Google sort of continues to offer the awesome support they've already done for their legacy devices. I think it's going to blow the world out of the water and perhaps be the next evolution in smartphones. So yes, I am super geeked out and excited about it. Next question comes from Twitter at blanklooks415 asks, at John4Lakers, do you believe in a thing called love? I do. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. So our next question comes from AmiYak_K at John4Lakers. What is it like switching from so many smartphones for reviewing them? Is it hard or do you enjoy it? Hashtag Ask the Bee. So we review obviously a lot of phones and I switch to them all to try them using as my daily driver. Listen, I love technology and I still can't believe that I get to play with it for a living. So I still have like the enjoyment when I open a new box. I'm still like, it's a new phone. So I always enjoy it no matter what. Setting it up, though, is sometimes not overly enjoyable, especially Android phones. Going from Android to Android, it's kind of tough to switch. There isn't sort of a universal backup that works. And mostly I'm testing Android devices. So I've got it down to a science. I actually made a whole video for how I do it. But you know, it only takes me now 15 minutes to switch everything over, so it's not a big deal. But I still get excited whenever I try a new phone. I love it, and the luster has not worn off yet. Next question comes from 30th Midget, who asks, at John4Lakers, do you think we'll see any major improvements to the iPad lineup this upcoming Apple's conference? Hashtag Ask the Buffalo. No, nothing major. iPad Air just got announced. iPad Mini, the Retina display just came. Nothing new is going to come out other than probably improved specs. Probably it'll get Touch ID, and that'll be about it. So I don't think we're going to see any sort of giant improvements, no redesign of the iPad lineup at all. I don't think we're going to see an iPad Pro, like a giant 12.2-inch one. I think what you got is pretty much what we're going to have, save for a few hardware upgraded specs. We take a quick second to thank our friends and overall good peeps at lynda.com. They offer thousands of engaging, easy to follow video tutorials, top industry experts to help you learn anything you want, things like creative and business skills. Membership is kind of cheap. It starts at just $25 per month. It provides unlimited 24/7 access. You can totally learn at your own pace in tiny little tutorials or just do giant full classes in things like web design, programming, photography, business, audio, video, 3D animation, video editing, and anything in between. You can watch lynda.com on the go, from your computer or tablet, or using really any mobile device. If you want to try and better yourself or just learn something new or have a hunger for curiosity, you can try lynda.com free for 7 days by visiting lynda.com/technobuffalo. That's lynda.com/technobuffalo. Now back to the video. So our last question comes from Advent Credit, who asks, at John4Lakers, you're a tech reviewer and can have more variety, etc. The current lineup, what one phone would you use for the next 2 years? I think what he's trying to ask is, if I could sign a contract and pick one phone to use for the next 2 years, which one would I use? And that is a good question. So phones out right now, I could very easily use the new HTC One M8 for the next 2 years. No problem at all, and feel really good about it. I felt the same way about the M7 last generations, and I still think it's a really good phone. I could easily use for another year right now, despite it being a year old. So that one would really be number one. The Galaxy S5, the specs-wise, it certainly will work. It's not going to slow down. I'm not always the biggest fan of how the Samsung phones feel, but I really appreciate that you can use it for, if you're at the beach and it's sort of weatherproof. So probably the Galaxy S5 as well. I wouldn't sign on a dotted line for an iPhone 5S right now, but if you're going to wait, I think the iPhone 6 coming presumably in September would be the one you could sign for 2 years for. Usually I advise against going the S models, because because usually you don't get sort of the new things that come out, usually just upgraded specs. So I think that would be the one to get, and sort of wait till the iPhone 7 or iPhone 8 rather comes and introduces a new design. We'll have a 6, probably a 6S I would assume, then the iPhone 7. So that would probably be the best way to go. Anyway, hopefully that helped answer your questions. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Ask the Buffalo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want your question to be featured on an upcoming episode, do it one of two ways. Every Tuesday on technobuffalo.com, we put up a call for questions. Leave them just down below in the comments, or any time of day, send them to me on Twitter. You can send it to me at John4Lakers or the company at TechnoBuffalo. Just use the hashtag AskTheBee. Until next time, I am John Rettinger. See you guys next video. Bye-bye. What's up, everyone? Thank you for watching that video. If you want to see more of the latest and greatest tech news, you can subscribe to our main Techno Buffalo channel by clicking the button right down below in my pants region, or click on the buttons to your right to see more videos.